A late night for state lawmakers this morning. The compromise reached on funding your community.
Plus, the first state to ban TikTok altogether over security concerns, where Wisconsin stands on following suit.
And it is a chilly morning, but we do have some milder winds coming in out of the south. Should boost our temperatures in the mid-70s before some rain moves in tonight.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to News 3 Now this morning. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Leah Lynchide.
I'm Chris Stanford. Kelly Slifka's got your first warn forecast this morning. We just can't seem to shake these chilly mornings. It's like, yeah, I get it. We're getting into late May or whatever. We're still in May, I should say. But yeah, it's chilly.
Yeah, it's. I think next week we're going to get over that, where we're going to see milder mornings. We're not going to deal with these temperatures flirting with the 30s like we are this morning. And today is going to be a milder afternoon, but we still have some couple of cooler mornings coming our way, it looks like, into the weekend. But by next week, that'll all change. Now, tonight we have a cold front that'll arrive. This will arrive after midnight. Out ahead of it, we'll have some showers move in. This will be after 9 o'clock. So if you have any early evening plans, you should be okay. But after 9 o'clock, there's no guarantee that you'll stay dry. It looks like the weekend looks dry. Milder temperatures as we head back into the lower to mid-70s. Right now it's chilly. We've got some 30s off to the east, 42 right now in Madison, 43 in Janesville. The Dells at 41 down to 39 right now in Juneau. Winds will pick up out of the south fairly quickly this morning. That will boost our temperatures. They'll respond nicely, getting into low 70s here early this afternoon. We'll look at some of the hazy conditions from the smoke, but also some clouds rolling in. We'll call it partly sunny. Mid-70s for the afternoon high. You can see some of those showers looking up to the north and west. Those will arrive well after dark tonight, so no problems early this evening. Partly cloudy skies today, temperatures rising into the mid-70s. We'll talk more about this cold front and what we can expect for the weekend coming up.
All right, Kelly, thank you very much. New information this morning, the Wisconsin State Assembly waking up after a late night approval for more money for Madison. The Assembly spent hours debating the Republican proposal over funding dozens of cities and counties. It's a compromise bill reached between Assembly Speaker Robin Vos and Governor Evers. It promises to give even more funding to cities. Madison would receive a 58% raise, or an extra $2.8 million. Democrats, though, voted against the measure.
The bill that we are debating today is also just not ready for prime time. It's not the solution to our challenges that people in Wisconsin deserve.
We are done negotiating. We are not going to take changes. We are not going to change the bill substantially. What we have before us is the deal that we are going to send to our colleagues in the state Senate.
Republican Senate leader Devin LeMahieu said no comment when asked whether he supports the proposal. We have a full breakdown of the approved bill and what it means for towns, villages, and counties in our area. You can find all the details and how it'll impact your town over on our News 3 Now app.
President Biden is in Japan this morning. It's part of the G7 summit of world leaders. But much of his focus is still here at home, with the default deadline now 2 weeks away. The White House's three key negotiators worked late into the night with Speaker Kevin McCarthy and his team. They're trying to fine-tune a deal that would raise the debt ceiling and deliver spending cuts that Republicans say are a must. One sticking point in the negotiations, though, GOP lawmakers want new work requirements for people getting government assistance, like food stamps or Medicaid. It's a red line for progressives, but maybe not the president.
I'm not going to accept any work requirements that's going to impact on medical health needs of people.
The last thing I'd want to have happen, Mr. President, that we'd be in the last week in trying to negotiate a debt ceiling.
With the default clock ticking, some House Democrats are working on a backup plan, a procedural move that would force a vote on raising the ceiling. That plan can't pass, though, without Republican support.
A number of women are facing charges after a fight outside a school on the east side here in Madison this week. It happened outside Milestone Democratic School on Dairy Drive Tuesday afternoon. About a dozen people were fighting outside when police got on scene. Officers think it stemmed from a fight inside the school. At least one woman was holding a knife. A teenage girl had a hammer. The 33-year-old and 16-year-old were ticketed for disorderly conduct while armed. At least two others were ticketed as well. Police are still investigating.
Prairie du Chien still cleaning up after record flooding last month. The high waters left bicycles, branches, and other debris in people's yards. When the flooding first happened, high schoolers helped prepare the community, and now they're helping with the cleanup.
These kids are great. They're friendly and they're polite and nice. I can't say enough thank yous to these high school kids.
If you're in PDC and you have damage to your property, report it to 211. Crawford County Emergency Management says they are collecting that information for possible state aid.
There's a new model for healthcare that looks similar to how you pay for your music and TV these days, by subscription. Direct patient care is an alternative option to traditional healthcare. It works by paying a monthly membership fee instead of billing care through insurance. It comes as many in Madison are reporting longer wait times, being pushed to see other doctors, or having to go to urgent care instead. Supporters of the model say it's a win for both patients and doctors because it limits the amount of administrative burdens they have to take on and makes them more accessible.
The panel that I was seeing as a part-time doc was so huge that there was no way I could keep track of it. And I kept hearing from my patients, hey doc, it takes 3 months to get an appointment with you, or I have to see whoever's available, or I get told to go to the urgent care or the ER. And as a family practice doc, that's not how I want to practice.
Direct patient care doctors estimate they see between 6 and 8 patients a day, unlike their counterparts at traditional clinics, who take on roughly 20 to 25.
Okay, so if you have any type of workout wear, listen to this. There are some concerns this morning about whether some athletic wear brands are using a toxic chemical to make their clothes. BPA, a lot of us have heard of this, bisphenol A. It's a chemical that's used to make certain types of plastics. It's been linked to health conditions like asthma, diabetes, heart disease, cancer, and obesity. So some new tests show the apparel could expose wearers to up to 40 times the safe limit of BPA. They include leggings from Athleta, Champion, Kohl's, Nike, Patagonia, sports bras from Sweaty Betty, athletic shirts from Fabletics, and shorts from Adidas, Champion, and Nike.
New information in the ongoing fight against TikTok as Montana becomes the first state to enact a complete ban on the social media app. A TikTok spokesperson says the law infringes on First Amendment rights. Restrictions against the app aren't new. The U.S. bans it on federal government devices already. There are concerns about the social media platform's ownership by the Chinese company ByteDance. This new legislation in Montana is set to take effect in January.
Montana isn't the only state dealing with TikTok. Here in Wisconsin, Governor Evers just signed an executive order banning TikTok from state devices. That happened earlier this year. That order cited TikTok's ability to harvest large amounts of data from users and a 2017 Chinese law requiring businesses registered or operating in that country to share data with its government for intelligence purposes. UW Systems also banned TikTok from its devices as well, recalling the same concerns. Neither ban applies, though, to the public, however, as in Montana.
6:07, if you are looking to score free Badger football tickets, mark next Thursday, May 25th on your calendar. That morning, a statewide scavenger hunt will begin for 100 mini Wisconsin helmets. Those helmets will be hidden across the viewing area. You can find them in Madison, Mineral Point, Waukesha, Burlington, Oshkosh, Wausau, and Hudson, really across Wisconsin. If you find one, attached will be a QR code you can scan with your phone to claim your prize. Winners will receive gear, gift cards, even tickets. Wisconsin Athletics says the scavenger hunt will begin bright and early, 6 a.m. next Thursday. As to where those helmets will be hidden, check for hints on the Badger football social media accounts that morning.
All right, this summer, say goodbye to the Wienermobile and hello to the Frankmobile.
Oscar Mayer announcing the name change for its beloved vehicle. And as our Armand Rahman found out, not everybody in Madison is kosher with the new name.
You likely know the name through the jingle.
I wish I was an Oscar Mayer wiener. An Oscar Mayer wiener, something, something.
But most people I talk to do not wish they were an Oscar Mayer Frank when they heard the Giant Hot Dog's new name, the all-beef Beef Frank Frankmobile.
They gotta put it back. Come on. Yeah. Some things are classic, and I think they should stay classic. That's just my opinion.
Some people aren't grilling the Frank just yet.
I think in this world, change is good. I like Frank. Frank's good.
Especially one person closely linked to the vehicle.
Brands and icons have a tendency to change a little bit of things about them here and there.
CJ Zabat was formerly known as Chili Dog CJ when he was behind the wheel as an Oscar Mayer hot dogger, though now his title too would be changed to Frankfurter.
I think the name will definitely be something to adjust to. They might know it as, oh, so you drove the Frankmobile, and I'll just have to say, oh, yes, that was definitely me, but back then it was called the Wienermobile.
But the name is close to Madison history as well.
The Wienermobile is tradition.
With the North Side playing host to the Oscar Mayer corporate headquarters planned for more than a century until 2017. So if there's one thing Wisconsinites know, it's their processed meat.
I don't know if there's a bratwurst mobile. That would be pretty sweet. Yeah. I'd take a ride in one of those things.
Still, Zabat is relishing the change and encouraging others not to be a meanie to the ex-weenie.
As long as they're still having bunch and bunch of fun, and, I don't think it's the worst idea ever, but as long as it's still got that same spirit, I say go for it.
That was Armand Rahman reporting. Now, Oscar Mayer isn't exactly being frank here about whether the name change is permanent. In their words, they're trying out to see if it, quote, cuts the mustard with fans. Armand's always good for a pun or two.
Between him and Josh, I just don't know who tops.
Yeah, very punny.
Ooh.
Coming up, a dream comes true for a former Badger, now making a name for himself in the NFL.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Josh Breiter. It is Thursday, so that means we are working for the weekend in the 608. I'll have a look at some of the events happening in southern Wisconsin. Next, we'll be right back.
The Memorial Day sale starts now at Furniture and Appliance Mart. Save up to 30% on all Maytag major appliances and 72-month special financing with no money down. Plus free delivery in as little as 3 days. Only at Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley.
At Lawton Cates, being prepared and confronting every aspect of your injury case with honesty, integrity, and innovative solutions has earned us a reputation for excellence in representing the injured. Because at Lawton Cates, your life counts.
Are we still on for 3?
I'm on phone.
When your team needs more space to work and eat. Carl, is that mackerel?
No, it's trout.
It matters where you stay.
Fish tacos?
Carl. Hilton for the stay. Have you ever been challenged? Been tried? Made a pact with your own limits? Have you been here? There? Places no one should go. If you have, then you know that whatever you're capable of, so are we. No wonder Ford SUVs lead in brand loyalty. Now get a new Explorer with 0% APR financing for 36 months plus $1,000 low APR cash. Only at your Wisconsin and UP Ford dealers.
For muscle cramps and spasms, TheraWorks absorbs quickly for relief. So get back at it.
TheraWorks works.
For fast muscle relief, TheraWorks works. Try TheraWorks and get back at it.
As a veteran of our country's armed services, you have already made the ultimate sacrifice. Through no fault of your own, you may be experiencing hardships, such as the inability to pay rent, utilities, or receive other life-sustaining services. The Veterans Rental Assistance Program was created by and for people living in Wisconsin. No Wisconsin veteran should ever have to face homelessness or lose heat, power, or water again.
Time to claim independence from winter and get outside for the first festival of the season. Sitten de Mai in Stoughton. Arts and crafts fans come see quilts, hardanger, bunad's, rosemalling, and vendors. It's the first festival of the season. Sitten de Mai in Stoughton.
We're all trying to save energy. A quality ceiling fan is an appliance that saves energy without sacrificing comfort. They're all on sale at Madison Lighting. With experts to help you choose a fan, you'll save big. Madison Lighting.
You got me.
Okay, you're it.
Imagine a world with no drama. For the guarantee of high-quality promotional items delivered on time, go to 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
The savings do not get better than this. Ashley's Memorial Day sale starts now. Holiday doorbusters like this 3-piece sectional start at just $25 a month. With 6-year special financing store-wide. Only at Ashley.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning.
Welcome back. We are working for the weekend in the 608 this morning with a look ahead to some of what's happening across southern Wisconsin.
Josh Breiter is here helping us plan out the weekend for the whole family. Hey there, Josh.
Hey guys, it's one of our favorite moments of the week. We're getting closer to the weekend, of course, and it's going to be another big one here in the 608 with a ton of stuff happening. First up, you might remember this one from last year. We featured it in the 608. It actually had a record attendance last year after we had this on. The annual Bonsai exhibit is set for Saturday and Sunday at Olbrich Botanical Gardens. The Badger Bonsai Society has been sponsoring this show for over 30 years. This exhibit itself includes dozens of bonsai with many varieties, sizes, and ages represented. BBS members will be present to answer any questions and share their enjoyment of bonsai with everyone. The Middleton Arts Committee has hosted a free one-day art walk featuring the works of dozens of fine artists on Terrace Avenue near Capitol Brewery. This event will take place on Saturday from 10 to 5. There will be painting, photography, jewelry, and more for show and sale. You'll also be able to check out the live demonstrations and music in the vibrant downtown of Middleton, which features locally owned restaurants and boutique retailers. Finally, the Makers Market is happening in Sun Prairie this weekend. You can shop more than 160 local vendors for all of the best handcrafted goods, jewelry, boutique items, vintage finds, and lifestyle goods. There's also going to be live music, food trucks, and drink stations, and of course all that great shopping. This is happening at Fireman's Angel Park. It goes from 10 to 3 on Saturday. Parking will open up around 8:30. Remember, you can always watch what's happening in the 608 by going to this section of channel3000.com. You can also click on the community calendar in partnership with our friends over at Madison Magazine. Chris and Leah, Madison Burger Week also starts tomorrow, so a great opportunity. Maybe hit out a patio. Probably not tomorrow, it's going to be a little cool, but Saturday and Sunday, why not? That forecast is looking fantastic.
Can't turn down a burger.
Outside, no less.
Good stuff. Lots happening this weekend, Josh. Thanks a lot.
You bet.
Remember to let Josh know what inspires you in the 608. Reach out to him on social media or shoot him an email.
All right, 6:15. Let's check in with Kelly Slifka. He's hanging out on the patio with the birds. Hey there, Kelly.
Yeah, good morning. The birds kind of quieted down now. I guess they settled down for the day. Probably out there searching for some food. We've got some smoky skies still out here this morning. We're probably going to have to deal with that. Probably even going into the weekend, we might get breaks from that smoky condition because we have a front that'll be arriving tonight. And out ahead of the front, I know it's a little chilly this morning. We should be warming up nicely going into, it looks like this afternoon as temperatures head into the mid-70s. Hazy conditions, and also we will see some cloud cover moving in. Now, after midnight, a cold front will pass through the Madison area. Out ahead of it, say after 9, 10 o'clock in the Madison area, we can expect some scattered showers. Most of this holding off through the overnight pattern. And then we got some sunshine returning for the upcoming weekend with temperatures in the low 70s. Cool now, but the winds will be picking up out of the south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. That'll quickly boost our temperatures into the mid-70s later today. And this is out ahead of this storm system that's off to our west. And this is the front that'll arrive after midnight tonight. And out ahead of it, we'll see some showers. But once again, that'll be mainly in the overnight period. And that's pretty good timing, I think, for most of us. We've got our umbrella contest winner. This is David B. This is what he called a stranded boat. He won't let us know what lake that is. So that's why I guess it's stranded. But a nice shot for the umbrella contest winner. And if you'd like to submit a photo for this contest, all you have to do is go to First Warn at WISC-TV.com, submit the photo there, or use our First Warn weather app. You can track some of these showers that are expected to move in tonight. Right now, temperatures are in the 30s and 40s, so it is a chilly Thursday morning. 41 right now in Sun Prairie and Cottage Grove, down to Stoughton. Perry sitting at 43, Cross Plains and Mount Horeb both at 43 as well. So we got a shot of some cooler air that'll come in tomorrow. Thankfully, it's going to be very brief. This will move in and out very quickly. And then we've got the jet stream lifting to the north. That'll allow all that southerly wind to develop and bring in some warmer temperatures going throughout much of next week. Meantime, some hazy conditions today due to that smoke, but also we'll have a few clouds rolling in, but temperatures in the mid-70s. After dark, this will be well after dark, and now future track indicating this might be after 10 o'clock in the Madison area before we see any these showers roll through. This should end quickly going into tomorrow morning, but it'll be a much cooler day, only getting up to 64. Our First Warn forecast, though, improves for the weekend. Lower 70s Saturday and Sunday. Then look at that temperatures next week. Well in the 70s, getting into the lower 80s, and we could be talking about some showers and thunderstorms by Thursday and Friday.
It was a pinch-me moment for Nick Herbig when he was drafted in the 4th round by the Steelers, but that moment got even better when it sunk in that he'd actually be teaming up with his older brother, Nate. Playing together in the NFL is something they've been talking about since they were little, and you could say they've been enjoying their time together in Pittsburgh. Nate posted this picture of the two with the caption saying, "I might be faster." There's nothing like brotherly love.
Just being in the NFL, first of all, is a dream come true in itself. But to be able to play with my best friend, my brother, that's like a whole nother world, you know. Like the chances of that happening are, I don't even know what the chances of that happening are. But like you said, man, I'm just happy to be here.
Steve Stricker doesn't shy away from the fact that he really wants to win an AmFam championship. He just hasn't yet. Now, it's not like he hasn't been close. Stricker's posted 4 top 10 finishes. He just hasn't gotten over the hump. Part of the challenge of that week, though, is balancing all his duties as a player and the tournament's host, all his friends and family in town, and of course those expectations he puts on himself. But Strick says he wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah, it's a challenge. It's you got to handle all the duties that come with that, but it's also a lot of fun stuff that comes with that too. So I'm in the point in time in my career where I can kind of shrug it off. Now I'm trying to enjoy it more and just go with it. It'd be nice to get out on top and be the winner of this event one time before the end of my career. So it'd be a special one.
Rubber match between the Brewers and Cardinals. Crew down a run in the 4th. Tyrone Taylor changes that with one swing, or so he thought. It was ruled a home run, so he got cheesy, but after review, it was overturned and they took the run off the board. That, however, was not overturned. Paul DeYoung blasts a 2-run bomb to dead center. Brewers lose the game and series, 3-0 the final. And that's it for Morning Sports. Have a great day.
Thank you, Zach. Up next, some fascinating images from the smoky skies of Canada.
And if you have a Google account you haven't used in a while, coming up at 6:30, we're going to share a good reason you'll want to check it.
And as we head to break, a look at gas prices this morning across Wisconsin here in Dane County. You're paying $3.41, locally $3.42 across the state. We'll be right back.
Watch News 3 now at 6 with Eric, Charlotte, Gary, and Zach. Weeknights.
Action. Get up to 50% off list prices at the huge memorial sale at Slumberland Furniture. Like this recliner, free when you purchase the reclining sofa. How about a Lazy Boy recliner as low as $375? Up to 50% off only at Slumberland Furniture. Do not miss this one.
With an exciting new Toyota, you can go out and enjoy all your favorite summer activities. Sorry.
Get 3.99% APR for 48 months on many of Toyota's most popular models.
Your summer starts here.
Toyota, let's go places.
Frisky's World, the perfect reminder that life's more fun in the deep end.
Yeah, so never stop exploring, always keep it real.
And do whatever floats your boat, just like we do.
Feed their fantasy.
Friskies. You want it, we got it, it's all here. Rosemont it. We want the night lights, the bright lights, I'll put you in the spotlight, light. Yeah. You want style? Well, now I'll show you where you gotta be. Tell you what you gotta see. Ooh, it's gonna make you smile. You want it, we got it, it's all here. Rosemont.
Summertime fun is in full swing in Rosemont. From grand slams to hot jams. To Rosemont it your way, start at rosemont.com.
Rosemont.
At Foster Funeral and Cremation Services, we honor legacies. Let us take care of the arrangement so you can focus on saying goodbye. Veteran-owned and operated. Experience exceptional care and affordable service with Foster Funeral and Cremation Services.
Did you leave the lights on?
No.
What the?
I'll go check it out.
Hey, raccoon!
I'm not a raccoon whisperer, but I can help you upgrade all this.
With free installation on Felco windows, siding, doors, and roofing, plus no money down and no interest for 1 year. There's never been a better time to upgrade your home.
This offer ends soon. Hurry. Call now.
Call 866 for Felco.
We've got your back, road warriors. Because we know you're picking up the pace. Steering life at 10 and 2. You're hitting the road. And we're helping you get there with confidence. So skip the counter without missing a beat. Choose any car in the aisle and be the boss of you. Go national. Go like a pro.
With an exciting new Toyota, you can go out and enjoy all your favorite summer activities. Sorry.
Get 3.99% APR for 48 months on many of Toyota's most popular models.
Your summer starts here.
Toyota, let's go places.
Here we go.
And action!
Now at Slumberland, $4.99 gets you a lot, like a Sealy Posturepedic mattress, plus a 7-piece bedding bundle free. Yep, get a fitted sheet, flat sheet, 2 pillows, 2 pillowcases, and a duvet, all for just $4.99. Hurry, only at Slumberland Furniture.
Cut!
Yes.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at your morning. KCG always sending in stunners, a little bit of fog over a lovely little lake river picture.
Yeah, great shot there, Kevin. Thanks for sharing with us. If you want to share your morning, real easy. Just use the hashtag MyNews3Morning when you post on social media, or send it to us directly. We'll find it. Well, yeah, the past couple of days we've noticed those hazy skies here in south central Wisconsin. Imagine what it looks like in Canada, where those wildfires are happening. We have some new images we wanted to share with you this morning from the scene in Calgary and Alberta, Canada. I mean, the smoke-filled skies. I mean, what do they have? Dozens of fires burning up in Canada right now, right?
Yeah, they've got over 70 up in this Saskatchewan and also Alberta. So that's a long ways away, but if you can imagine being that close to the air quality there, it's just got to be terrible. Yeah. There are some air quality alerts that are up in Minnesota. Thankfully, around here, most of this is way up there, about 10, 11,000 feet, so the smoke is not really affecting us here at the surface. Now, there is a front that's coming in tonight, and we're going to show you that coming up in about 15 minutes. That may bring some of that smoke into the southern Wisconsin. We'll talk more about that coming up. Kind
of wild to think that these fires are burning, you know, over 1,500 miles away, and it's carrying smoke all the way down here.
Yeah, you know, it's going all the way down to Kentucky. Basically, much of the upper Midwest and Great Lakes states seeing some of that. Remains to be seen when it will finally clear out, but just got to put those fires out.
That orange tinge, wow, that just really gets me. I've never seen anything like that
Yeah,
before.
Beautiful sunsets like we have seen over the last couple of days, but obviously it's causing problems for some that have respiratory problems.
Yeah. All right, quick update on the rest of the weather for us this morning?
Yeah, a little chilly this morning with temperatures in the upper 30s and low 40s, but that southerly wind should warm us up quickly, rising through the 50s, 60s, should be topping out in the mid-70s today. We do have a chance of some rain. This will come in after dark tonight.
All right, thanks, Kelly. Keep it here. More News 3 Now this morning, right after this.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
So your credit isn't the greatest? No problem. We offer guaranteed credit approval on vehicles you actually want to drive. Yes, we'll even guarantee your credit is approved. You've been told no before? Join the Bergstrom Automotive family for the yes. Bergstrom for the yes.
Very loud. It sounds like a bull running through a china shop. I don't know what else to say.
People don't realize how nice a door can run until they get it serviced. It's whisper quiet. Your neighbors will thank you.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
At Papa Murphy's, we build your pizza with the freshest ingredients. You take it and bake it fresh in your oven.
So technically, I make the pizza.
Right now, get the limited time Taco Grande pizza. Papa Murphy's, change the way you pizza.
Stanley Steamer loves Madison, Wisconsin. I'm Paul Ashik, local owner of Stanley Steamer here in Madison. We've been proudly cleaning your homes and businesses for over 30 years and will continue to keep your carpet, upholstery, area rugs, hard floors, and air ducts clean for many more. We strive to provide the best quality in both the services we provide and the equipment we use. That's why you've trusted us to keep Madison and southwestern Wisconsin homes cleaner, healthier, and more beautiful place to live. Call and book a cleaning today.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
The Chevy RS family of SUVs has it all. Whether you want the 10.2-inch diagonal color touchscreen on Blazer or extra peace of mind with Chevy Safety Assist, standard on the 2023 Chevy family of SUVs. So take your pick. The choice is yours. Spring into adventure and get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Equinox models. Or get $1,500 cash allowance. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
Celebrate Memorial Day at Brothers Maine, where unbeatable appliance deals come with expert advice. Enjoy special prices and free delivery on top brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, and KitchenAid. Visit us today and feel like family at Brothers Maine.
Roast beef. 4 for $10.
Yeah, you know. That classic Arby's. Roast beef. Roast beef. 4 for $10. Arby's. We have the meats.
You got me.
Tag, you're it.
Imagine a world with no drama. With 4imprint, you don't have to chase down the perfect promotional products. Exclusive apparel, bags, drinkware, and more. 4imprint will help you capture the moment and guarantee to deliver your order on time and on budget. Take the drama out of ordering promotional products at 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
At Bergstrom Automotive, we are proud to offer negotiation-free upfront pricing. Upfront pricing means you can put your armor away. There's no battle with scary salespeople here. You've been told no before? Join the Bergstrom Automotive family for the yes. Bergstrom, for the yes.
Right now, a record return on Drug Takeback Day. What Wisconsin's Attorney General has to say about the state's opioid problem.
Also, Google wants to wipe out inactive accounts. What you can do to make sure that your important files don't get deleted.
And let's give you your first look outside this morning. A warm-up on the way for your Thursday before a change-up to wrap up your week, Kelly.
Yeah, the up and down temperatures continue. We're starting off chilly this morning, but it is going to be milder this afternoon before that cold front arrives, brings us some rain and then cooler weather tomorrow.
Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to News 3 Now this morning. I'm Chris Stanford.
I'm Leah Lynchide. Thanks for waking up with us. Yeah, Kelly talking about kind of a roller coaster of temperatures over the next couple days.
Yeah, we've dealt with that throughout much of the week. It's going to get a little bit more steady going into the weekend and much of next week. We'll have that coming up, but it is chilly this morning. Grab that jacket. Temperatures, though, should warm fairly quickly now that the sun is up, and we've got some of that haze from some of the smoke out there this morning. But we're sitting at 42. Need the jacket this morning, 43 in Janesville. Looking at temperatures, though, this afternoon with a southerly wind picking up, getting into the mid-70s, so almost 10 degrees warmer than where we were yesterday. Showers develop late this evening. This will be well after dark, probably after 10 o'clock, it looks like now in the Madison area. These will continue on and off through the overnight. Thankfully, they should clear out by this time tomorrow morning. But we're going to see cooler weather tomorrow before we warm back up into the weekend. A little bit more seasonal temperatures by the weekend. Looking at temperatures to rise through the 50s. We'll have some of the hazy conditions due to that smoke, but also some clouds rolling in. We'll call it partly sunny. Temperatures at the noon hour in the upper 60s, headed into the mid-70s. So a warmer afternoon than where we were yesterday, but you'll need that jacket this morning with temperatures in the lower 40s, rising through the 60s, should be in the upper 60s at the noon hour. We'll track this front and those rain possibilities tonight and also take a look into the weekend coming up.
Kelly, thank you very much. You can track the potential rain and those roller coaster temperatures we're going to see over on your First Warn Weather app. It's free to download. Just search for WISC Weather in your app store.
Developing now in Greene County, people in the town of York being asked to lock their doors and shelter in place. The sheriff's office says that a man who shot at a family member is still on the loose. Here's a map of where it happened. It's right outside of New Glarus. Sometime before 10 o'clock last night, the Greene County Sheriff's Office got a call saying that a man fired a weapon at a family member during a domestic dispute. No one was injured in that dispute. As far as the suspect, though, police say the man ran into the woods near the home and is believed to be armed this morning with a long gun. Deputies have a perimeter set up in the area and do plan to resume searching sometime this morning. Officers are asking that folks on Hay Hollow, Badger, and York Center Road lock their doors and shelter in place, if able, until the suspect is arrested. Now, if you're in that area and you see anything unusual or the suspect himself, do not confront them. Call 911 immediately. There is a heavy police presence in the area, and deputies will hopefully respond quickly.
In Madison, police say a newly purchased home on the city's east side was trashed while the owners were away. The house is on Major Avenue near Frank Alice Elementary School. Somebody dumped garbage inside, put holes in the walls and the doors. They even started a fire in the living room. Investigators are reviewing nearby security footage, but they're also asking for your help. If you might have seen something in this area, if you have any information, you should call the Madison Area Crime Stoppers. Their phone number right there on your screen at 608-266-6014.
Happening today, state and public health leaders will be attending the second day of the Opioid Stimulants and Trauma Summit in the Wisconsin Dells. The two-day annual event highlights work to prevent and combat opioid use in the state. And like many states across the country, Wisconsin is seeing a rise of fentanyl and other opioids on the street. Attorney General Josh Kaul was a guest speaker yesterday saying substance abuse is often connected with behavioral health.
The reality that we all know is that it is very rare that somebody is struggling with substance use disorder, but they're not also struggling with mental health challenges, that they're not also facing other challenges in their lives. Recognizing that we need to address people as people.
As far as what's being done to reduce substance abuse, Call says harm reduction education is important, letting people know about fentanyl test strips, which can detect fentanyl in all kinds of drugs, and preventing potential overdoses. Wisconsin has also received hundreds of millions of dollars in opioid settlement money. That's now being distributed to counties and municipalities statewide.
For the second time in 6 months, Wisconsin collecting more unwanted prescription drugs than any other state. New numbers from the Department of Justice show more than 55,000 pounds of unwanted medications were handed over during April's Drug Take-Back Day. Since the nationwide program began in 2010, Wisconsin has collected more than 1 million pounds of meds. That ranks third in the country, only behind California and Texas. Get this, the combination of those states' populations is nearly 70 million people. Compare that to the 6 million here in Wisconsin.
And a portrait honoring former Republican Speaker of the House and Janesville native Paul Ryan is now up at the U.S. Capitol. Ryan, elected to represent Wisconsin's 1st congressional district back in 1998. He was also the VP candidate back in 2012 on the ticket with Mitt Romney. Ryan then went on to serve as the 54th Speaker of the House from 2015 to 2019.
Being Speaker was never about me. It was about leading this institution in a way that honored the legacy of our founders and honored the legacy of those who sacrificed so much so that our freedoms would endure.
Current House Speaker Kevin McCarthy was there, as well as former speakers Newt Gingrich, John Boehner, and Nancy Pelosi.
New information this morning. If you haven't touched your Google account in the last 2 years, you could lose it. Google says it will start deleting inactive accounts by the end of the year. That includes Google Photos, Google Docs, any important information you might have on there. The company says the move is meant to prevent security risks. You do have until December before those accounts are deleted. To keep your account active, all you have to do is log in and use it.
Expansion at Madison's Hilldale Shopping Center, one step closer to becoming a reality. The city's Common Council just approved a zoning change to the property. Plans submitted to the city call for 3 new buildings, adding some retail and office space and some apartments. Also included in the plans, construction of a large green space in the Central Plaza. It could double as a skating rink in the winter.
Sounds beautiful.
Yeah.
Check this out. Madison-based Full Pour Media gaining international attention after winning a Gold Global Award in a worldwide craft beer contest. Their global award, or Crushy, as they're known, is for Best Educational Video. The contest shows the best marketing and designs for craft beers across the world. Full Pour Media, the only Wisconsin business to win an award.
Well, live look now at rainy International Falls, Minnesota. That's where air quality alerts are still in place from the wildfires in Canada. That smoke impacting our weather in Wisconsin, too, blocking out the sun early this week. Kelly's got a look at the weather. And whether it'll clear up in time for the weekend.
Plus, depression in America. We're going to share the results of a new survey in which age group is reporting the highest rates.
And good morning, everyone. I'm Josh Breiter. It's Thursday, so that means we're working for the weekend in the 608. I'll have a look at some of what's happening in southern Wisconsin next.
FlexSteel is furniture that comforts, furniture for living, furniture with a heart of steel. Save big during our FlexSteel authorized sale going on now at Waunakee Furniture ETC.
DePaco Credit Union empowers your well-being, helps you reach your goals. Because when our members love life, it makes a brighter community for all. DePaco can help you be well.
Let's go.
Yeah. Seatbelts?
Nah, don't worry about it.
All right.
Those dudes are going nowhere fast.
Donald Driver.
Buckle up, fellas. If you don't, it can cost you money or worse.
Got that? I told you.
You were right.
Click it or ticket. Together, we can save lives.
At Honda, we offer complimentary maintenance for 2 years or 24,000 miles. Just enjoy the ride, knowing we cover routine items like oil changes, tire rotations, and multi-point inspections. Honda Service Pass, available to purchasers of all 2023 Honda vehicles. Get yours today.
We're doing everything we can to reduce our carbon footprint.
We are 100% employee owned.
We are Barnes.
Admit it, you just don't have time for mowing. At Barnes, we do. We take pride in our attention to a job well done, and it shows. Welcome to Barnesville. From planting to tree and shrub pruning, seeding to sodding, mowing to mulching, and everything in between. Discover the Barnes difference. Get started at barnesinc.net.
FlexSteel is furniture that comforts, furniture for living, furniture with a heart of steel. Save big during our FlexSteel authorized sale, going on now at Waunakee Furniture, etc.
Madison's Henry Vilas Zoo has been at the center of controversy for years. After a formal review seemed to put the zoo in the clear, News 3 Now is uncovering new allegations.
There's these things happening that shouldn't be happening at a zoo that is AZA accredited.
Braden Ross talks with a former employee who makes some eye-opening claims about the zoo's animal care practices.
I want what is shown to the public to be what's actually happening.
News 3 Now investigates, tonight at 6. You're watching News 3 Now This Morning, winner of the Best Morning Newscast by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association.
On the Health Watch this morning, if you're suffering from depression, you're certainly not alone. And a report from Gallup finds that depression is more widespread in the U.S. than ever. More than 1 in 6 adults say they are depressed or receiving treatment for depression. Now, as far as age groups go, younger adults reported the highest rates of depression. Nearly a quarter of them say they are currently depressed. Experts aren't surprised Americans are struggling after the COVID-19 pandemic. They also say awareness around mental health has grown, leading to higher rates of depression diagnoses.
Marquette University is looking at expanding its nursing program after getting a $2.5 million donation. It comes from a New York-based health trust. It exclusively funds education for nurses. The latest renovation project at Marquette is looking to add 200 undergraduate nurses to its college over the next 4 years. This comes as the shortage of nurses in Wisconsin and the U.S. continues to grow.
All right, let's check in with Kelly Slivka here with your first warn forecast. He is out on the patio. How's it feeling out there?
You know, it's still a little chilly yet this morning, so we definitely need the jacket, but the winds are still fairly light. Once that wind picks up, we'll start to see the temperatures climb. Still have some of the haze from some of the smoke that we've been dealing with over the last couple of days. And take a look at what this was Nikki sent in this picture. This was in Cross Plains from yesterday. It almost looks like the sun looks like an orange just kind of suspended in the sky. It does make for beautiful sunsets, but unfortunately it does actually block some of the sunlight, so temperatures maybe not as warm as they could be. So we do have some of the smoke around. We're going to be watching this cold front. Now, they have some air quality alerts up there in northern Minnesota. You can see those counties outlined in gray up there toward Brainerd, just west of Duluth. That cold front, as it moves on in, it actually may mix some of the smoke toward the surface as we go toward the midnight hour. So thankfully, it's coming in during the nighttime hours, but if you have any respiratory problems, asthma, stuff like that, you probably want to stay indoors later on tonight. Thankfully, that front should be passing through, and that should clear out a lot of the smoke, at least at the surface, so it shouldn't be as much of a problem going into tomorrow afternoon. But that front will bring us a chance of some rain. Meantime, it's going to be a milder day today with temperatures rising into the mid-70s, so about 10 degrees warmer than yesterday. We'll look at partly sunny skies with a haze from some of the smoke that's up there about 10,000 feet. Scattered showers developing. This will be well after dark. Right now, it looks like probably around 10 o'clock before we'd see any showers here in the Madison area. Then cooler tomorrow, but then we quickly warm up going in the weekend. The weekend looks nice, a little chilly in the mornings, but the afternoon should be nice. May still have to deal with some of that smoke, though, because of the northwest flow aloft, bringing in some of those smoke conditions from the wildfires there in Canada. Here's the front that'll be moving in later on tonight. Right now, it's 42 in Madison, 43 in Janesville. It's a cool start to the morning. Eastern counties have been in the 30s, starting to warm into the lower 40s right now. We'll have that shot of some colder air working in tomorrow. tomorrow, but it'll be brief. The jet stream is going to lift to the north, and that will allow that southerly wind, and it's going to be fairly persistent. So I wouldn't doubt if we don't start to see not only warmer temperatures, but also a little bit more humidity going into next week. Partly sunny skies, upper 60s at the noon hour, should be tapping out in the mid-70s with that southerly wind. Partly sunny skies. Any activities this evening, league play, any activities with the kids, no problems. Probably not until 10 o'clock or thereafter that we'll see some rain moving in. Maybe a rumble of thunder, but not expecting much as far as any kind of thunderstorms tonight. Then the cooler weather settles in going into tomorrow with highs only in the mid-60s. So your first warm forecast still up and down over the next couple of days. Mid-60s tomorrow, but low 70s for the weekend, and really warming up next week with some low 80s.
And 8 with a look ahead to some of the happenings across southern Wisconsin.
Josh Breider here this morning to help us plan out the weekend. Hey there, Josh.
Good morning, guys. We're almost there. It is almost the weekend in the 608, and there's a ton of stuff happening, so let's get right to it this morning. First up, this is a big one, and everyone always looks forward to it because it's really the unofficial kickoff to summer. Sitten de Mai in Stoughton is getting underway. It's their annual Norwegian Heritage Festival. This is going to be running all weekend long. It takes place every year on the weekend closest to Norway's May 17th Constitution Day, also known as Sitten de Mai. I'll be out there live tomorrow morning, all dressed up. The Norwegian dancers are going to be joining us as well. So tune in Friday to News 3 Now this morning. Well, it is the summer kickoff in Sauk City tomorrow night as well. They're hosting a food truck rally at the Sauk County Fairgrounds. Organizers are planning a beer tent, food vendors, and live music. There will also be a cornhole tournament this year. Again, this is Friday night from 5:30 to 10. Finally, the Henry Vilas Zoo will finally get a chance to celebrate Earth Day with a party for the planet on Saturday from 10 until 2. You'll remember this was scheduled after the poor weather conditions we saw last month. The event is free and open to the public. Volunteers from the Dane County Regional Arborist Group will be on hand to help kids climb into some of the mature oak trees on the grounds and see the zoo from a whole new perspective. Remember, you can always watch what's happening in the 608 by going to this section of channel3000.com. You can also click on the community calendar in partnership with our friends over at Madison Magazine. Guys, I'm super excited for tomorrow morning. I actually had to make a trip down to Stoughton earlier this week so they could take measurements because I'm going to be dressed up like a Norwegian tomorrow. So that and much more, you guys know it's going to be a lot of fun here on the program.
It's a big deal. Hey, cool. Looking forward to that tomorrow, Josh. Thank you.
You bet.
Remember to let Josh know what inspires you in the 608. Reach out to him on social media or shoot him an email for a chance to be featured. An update now on migrant crossings along the border. Since the pandemic-era restrictions, Title 42 were lifted last week. Homeland Security officials are reporting a steady decrease in encounters at the southern border, though they are cautiously warning it's too soon to draw any firm conclusions on that downward trend,
including less than 4,000 encounters each of the last 2 days. This represents a decrease of 56%, or less than half of the average encountered in the 4 days leading up to the lifting of Title 42.
While the numbers are dropping, many facilities housing migrants are over capacity. Thousands have been sent north, where cities like New York are struggling to find places for them. Mayor Eric Adams says more than 4,000 migrants arrived in New York City, which is now using public school gyms to house them. It's 6:47 on your Thursday. Coming up in the morning sprint, breaking updates to the manhunt in Greene County for a suspect armed with a long gun. What we're learning within the last 10 minutes.
If you've got a little kiddo turning 3 soon, let us know so we can help them celebrate.
Sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
Have you ever been challenged, been tried, made a pact with your own limits? Have you been here, there, places no one should go? If you have, then you know that whatever you're capable of, so are we. No wonder Ford SUVs lead in brand loyalty. Now get a new Ford Edge with 0% APR financing for 36 months, only at your Wisconsin and UP Ford dealers.
At Fearing's Audio Video Security, our people, vision, and values drive superior technology solutions that result in great customer experiences. Choosing the right technology solutions can be daunting, From consultation and design to installation and support of your AV and security systems, our team communicates and guides each step. Fearing's Audio-Video Security, making a difference for our customers and our world. Visit fearings.com.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Oh no, I think I lost my debit card.
Okay, don't panic.
Don't panic, we're in a mall. Some stranger's probably tapping new shoes, tapping a washer-dryer combo, just tapping everything in sight.
It's okay, just tap your phone. With BMO, you can use your phone to freeze and unfreeze a lost card.
I can?
And you can always get a new card instantly at a BMO branch.
I got my tap back.
You ever seen someone this excited about a debit card before?
Oh yeah. Not this excited.
When a bank gives you instant peace of mind, that's the BMO effect. Celebrate Madison Irish Fest, May 21st at Garber.
6:50 time for the morning sprint.
Breaking news, Greene County deputies lifting their shelter-in-place order for the township of York. This is outside of Blanchardville. Police say they'll be sharing more details shortly. They've been involved in a manhunt for a suspect armed with a long gun. This all started last night. Police say the man shot at a family member, then ran off into the woods nearby. He had been missing. It's unclear if police have found him at this hour. Neighbors in the area have been asked to lock their doors overnight. Again, that shelter-in-place order is now lifted. We are waiting for more details from Greene County deputies.
A new Republican-authored shared revenue proposal passed by the Assembly. Now moving on to the Senate. It's a revised bill that's a compromise between Assembly Speaker Robin Vos and Governor Tony Evers. It promises even more funding to cities. Madison would get a 58% raise. That's an extra $2.8 million a year. The bill was passed completely along party lines.
In Wausau, new license plate reading cameras are already paying off for police. In the past week, the cameras have helped solve 3 cases, including a hit-and-run incident solved in a matter of hours. The cameras are also proving useful in recovering stolen vehicles.
Well, with the debt ceiling deadline just a couple weeks away, now Republicans have criticized Joe Biden in his trip to Japan for the International G7 Summit. President Biden and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy are confident, though, that an agreement will be reached soon. McCarthy and the White House are fine-tuning a deal to raise the debt ceiling. That includes spending cuts. Democrats, though, they're preparing a backup plan to force a vote.
Conflicting accounts this morning of what exactly happened in the paparazzi pursuit involving Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. The couple releasing a statement saying a near catastrophic chase took place, lasting nearly 2 hours and almost causing several crashes. Police, though, say it didn't even register to them as an incident until they read that statement, instead calling it, quote, a bit chaotic. Of course, Prince Harry's mother, Princess Diana, was killed in a car crash involving paparazzi back in 1997.
Global warming could cross a major threshold within the next 5 years. That's according to the World Meteorological Organization. The group estimates a 66% chance the world will surpass a 1.5 degrees Celsius warming threshold. Experts say that would lead to a dramatic increase in floods, drought, wildfires, and food shortages. Breaching the threshold would likely only be brief, but experts say the consequences would be more dire.
There is still no clear answer as to the origins of COVID-19. Senator Marco Rubio's office released a report of their latest investigation. It highlights the Chinese government's awareness of an outbreak before December 2019, as well as a likely containment failure or accident at the Wuhan Institute of Virology. 2 government agencies have said with low confidence the lab leak theory is likely. 4 others lean toward natural transmission.
Seyfullo Saipov will spend the rest of his life in prison after the 2017 terror attack on a New York bike path that killed 8 cyclists. He drove a truck onto the path, injuring 12 others. Convicted earlier this year of murder in aid of racketeering for providing material support to ISIS.
May 30th, that's the date Elizabeth Holmes has been told to report to prison by after losing a last-minute bid to delay her 11-year sentence. The former CEO of Theranos was found guilty of defrauding investors in January, but filed an appeal to remain free while a court considered it. She was visibly pregnant during her court trial. She now has 2 young children.
Well, if your teenagers want to get around, but you're not able to provide them a drive, Uber will. The rideshare service is now announcing a new feature that will allow 13 to 17-year-olds to ride alone for the first time. Here's how it'll work. Once their parents or caretakers hail a ride for them, teens will then have to give the driver a unique PIN number. The app will record audio during the duration of the ride, and parents can follow the trip's progress.
Nearly 20 years later, a man in Grand Rapids, Michigan is being charged with the theft of the iconic Wizard of Oz ruby red slippers. They were taken from the Judy Garland Museum in 2005, then recovered by the FBI in 2018. Museum directors hope to have the slippers home for this year's Judy Garland Festival. The man has been charged in federal court with theft of major art. He faces up to 10 years in prison and major fines.
All right, 5 minutes away from 7 o'clock as we're looking at our Queen Bee sky cam here in Platteville. Still a little bit of a milkish white from the smoke. So once again, you're going to see that. That will dim the sun a little bit going into the afternoon hours and tonight. Temperatures are still chilly. 42 right now in Madison, 45 in Janesville, 42 in Juneau, 43 in Lone Rock. Now with the sun up, we should see that wind picking up out of the south, up there closer to 10 miles per hour throughout the morning hours into the afternoon. Temperatures rising through the 50s here at the noon hour. I think we'll be in the upper 60s later today, headed into the mid 70s. And we will see the haze from the smoke, but also a few clouds rolling in. Noticing some showers starting to develop well up to the north and west. That's out ahead of a cold front that'll be arriving after midnight. So if you have any plans up until about 10 o'clock, you should be okay. Any outdoor activities should be okay. That front won't be arriving until after 10 o'clock. And that's when we'll see some showers on and off going into the late night hours. But a lot of that should be clearing out by tomorrow morning. We're looking at sunshine, partly sunny skies anyway. Temperatures in the mid 70s today with that south wind up there at 10 to 15. The first warm forecast, 64, a much cooler day tomorrow. The winds will be out of the northwest, and that'll be keeping us in the mid 60s. Does warm up briefly into the weekend, and even warmer weather headed our way, it looks like, by next week, upper 70s. And we could be feeling a little bit more like summer with some low 80s. A little bit more humidity could lead to some showers and thunderstorms, but noticing those overnight lows, much nicer with overnight lows in the 50s next week.
All right, Kelly, thank you.
Another news and weather update coming up in about 30 minutes.